Oy vey, as I was cleaning my luggage and preparing to shelve it for future uses, for future travels, which may come much sooner than I had expected, I found 2 shekels. So hey, at least I got that going for me from at the end of the Middle Eastern tour. Hello everyone and welcome to the Freedom Alternative. This is Lucian Volsan, obviously, broadcasting finally from back home. So finally the Middle Eastern tour is over. If anything, in addition to being a financial rape, the Middle Eastern tour has been incredibly tiresome and incredibly tiring generating. Although I've been back home for several days now, I still haven't fully recovered physically from it. It was incredibly intense, and part of that is because, well, running after people to get them interviewed, to get them in front of the camera is not an easy business. And as always, at the end of the whole thing, you realize that maybe you booked too few days, and I just didn't have the time to get bored or maybe get some rest. I just had one day off over 2 weeks. It was intense and was a lot of work, but I think it was totally worth it. Maybe. I'm hoping you will believe the same once I'm done editing all of the videos and started publishing them. So yeah, so far you've already seen, I guess, the interview with Amit Nachman from the Israeli Association for the Promotion of Gun Culture, or something like that, and the name is really bizarre and maybe they should change it. So yeah, the next one, probably about no more than 24 hours after you're seeing this video, there will be the second one from with Yonatan Sorochkin, political operative with the Likud party. We've had a very nice chat in a park pretty much similar like this one, except that one had a few benches, but in the middle of the night. I've taken 2 interviews outside in the middle of the night in Tel Aviv. That was a first for sure. But yeah, we've got the chance to talk quite a lot about practical politics, both on and off the camera. So in that regard, it was definitely a success. So let me see. As you can see, I'm pretty tired, so I'm just having a well, I'm reading my notes. What the hell? Oh yeah, maybe everyone should notice. Maybe I should show the back as well. Probably one of the few things really cheap in Jordan, this particular shirt, which is very good quality, surprisingly good quality, for a very, very good price. I mean, definitely I would not find a shirt of this quality anywhere in Europe at that particular price, for sure. Maybe 3 times more expensive, yes. Other than that, except for this particular shirt, everything else was remarkably expensive, much more expensive than I had predicted. In Jordan, particularly in Petra. So one thing is for sure, I'm never going back to Petra. So thankfully I've gathered enough footage to make a very nice report about the history of that particular place, but also the present of it, because I'm never going back there. It's a total and utter rip-off, and yeah, to me it was very surprising to find people that have gone there twice. I mean, are you fucking crazy? Amazing. Anyway, so as I said, probably about 24 hours after you're seeing this, there will be the second interview with Mr. Sorochkin, and then 3 others. I believe there are 5 in total, and after I'm done with those, obviously more edited content. Probably I'm going to start, after I'm done with the interviews, I'm going to start with the report on Petra, maybe something about Amman, then I don't know, maybe something about Jerusalem. I don't know. It's going to be probably in that order, give or take. So yeah. After I'm done with those, of course, I'll get back to my older promise of making a video about the geopolitics of Slovenia. I haven't forgotten about that one. And then, oh yeah, and then I'll have to talk about Dearborn, Michigan. I've been to Dearborn, Michigan in June, but still haven't got around to do the video about Dearborn, Michigan. I will do it. Thankfully, Dearborn, Michigan is not a burning topic right now, so everything I might say will still be valid 1 or 2 months from now. And I say 1 or 2 months from now because at the beginning of the year I said that I'm not promising, but I will try my best to also attend the November the 11th 100th anniversary of Poland's independence. I still don't know for sure at the moment of this recording whether I will be able to afford to go there or not. Chances are that I might, but I don't want to give anyone any false hopes. That's why I'm not promising, but I'm going to find out within the next several days and probably let everyone know it as soon as I found out about it. But if that is the case and I will indeed be in Poland, it's going to be crazy, because that means I'll have to edit videos non-stop from now till, I don't know, maybe November the 9th or November the 8th, whenever I'll be leaving from here to get to Warsaw in time to catch the March. So that it's crazy. I mean, it really is crazy. If however I won't go to Poland, then the schedule will be at least a bit more balanced. I'll get to have my work-life balance in a much more proper order, I guess. So yeah, maybe I should say now, because finally I have it on tape, so there's no chance of it being lost. I got to talk with Skeptor. Skeptor is a vlogger that many of you definitely know, and also many of you know that he stopped doing videos. I got to ask him why he did that, and I also got to ask him a lot of controversial questions that he usually doesn't talk about in public, so I got him to talk a lot about that, so you're gonna probably love it. As for that being said, there are many things that I wanted to do in the Middle Eastern tour that I didn't get the chance to do. Some of it was because of the lack of shekels. I mean, for instance, I would have loved to get the footage for Petra at night, but then it was immensely expensive and physically exhausting at the same time, just to be there in time and get a chance to videotape, which might or might not have happened, because the show is about 3 kilometers inside the site, but you have to go outside the site to pay for it and then run back, all within like 30 minutes after walking an entire day for tens and tens of kilometers through the desert. So yeah, not particularly easy to do. Also, in terms of interviews, I might have wanted a few more people in front of the camera, but this is something that I took into account, but not enough, basically. People in the Middle East are remarkably busy, especially the people that I was aiming to get in front of the camera. For instance, I went to Jerusalem 2 days in a row trying to get a hold of Mr. Gil Ronan, and still failed to do so. It's not like he didn't want to, but he was incredibly busy and just couldn't arrive, and we just couldn't synchronize our schedules. Same thing happened with an Arab man that I've been following his work for quite some time. Again, not enough time. It is what it is. I will try to make up for that by getting some of these people through an internet link, maybe sometime in the future, hopefully still during this year, this calendaristic year, so by December the 31st. But again, no promises because people are busy. All right. What else? Oh yeah, as I said, the tour was immensely expensive, so I came back with a little bit of debt out of it. It's not something that will crush my soul or get me evicted or leave me homeless or anything like that. I would never allow that to happen anyway, because I'm fiscally conservative. But nevertheless, it did end up costing slightly more than what I had with me, basically. So yeah, if you can, please give shekel him, because well, some has that. Well, I already have 2 shekels I showed you at the beginning of the video, but I still need a lot more of those to cover the hole that was left by this particular tour. In any event, overall, the tour was a success. I got about 90% of what I wanted out of Jordan, and about 70-ish, maybe 75% of what I wanted out of Israel. That's much better than I had expected. Quite frankly, I had expected to get like half of what I wanted from both of the countries, because I was aware that I booked not enough days. But then again, I had to do it within the constraints of what the budget allowed, and unlike the Georgia and Armenia tour, the fundraiser went much slower than needed. Obviously, I'm going to keep that into account, and next year when the annually funded fan-funded tour is going to be budgeted differently. So I'm going to keep this in mind so as to not allow this to happen in the future. Well, maybe I could give the spoiler now. It's going to be another Arab country next year. I'll tell you on January the 1st, as the tradition holds. Yeah, other than that, finally there is a little bit of sunny. That's one of the things that I really miss from the Middle East, is the weather. It was really nice for just a few, well, almost 14 days, something like that. It was really nice to wake up in the morning. At the very least, that, I mean, you've seen the video how it's like at 5 a.m. In Amman. So almost every day I had to wake up at about 5 or 6 a.m. But at the very least, you could just simply pop into some whatever clothes come into your hand and just go out. It would never be the case of you being cold. So that's something that I really liked in the Middle East, especially as I was reading or talking with people over here in Europe who were like, oh, it's getting cold and it's rainy and it's and I was like, well, here it's not. So that's something that I really miss from the Middle East. The weather was really nice, and that's great because well, part of why some of these vlogging tours tend to fail if the weather is not your friend. So I'm really hoping, first of all, I'm hoping that I will be able to get to Poland on November the 11th, and second of all, I really hope the weather will be friendly enough for videotaping, because if not, then that's gonna be quite a tragedy. That's gonna suck. In any event, that's pretty much it. I'm back, I'm in one piece, still trying to recover, but I will do it eventually. I'm gonna keep up with the schedule, and yeah, I'll see you around basically. Cheers.